Here I have dragged my PDF into Photoshop. The rendering of the site analysis, sections, floor plans, and visual perspective can follow under one style, depending on how you want to show it. Sometimes the line thickness that you intended from AutoCAD may differ when you drag it straight away to Photoshop. It's okay, you can always adjust your settings. This tutorial will be kept really simple and short. For this visional perspective, it's playing around with the shapes of your saved materials. You can use any saved images for your materials, preferably high definition, and shape it to a certain perspective using the transformation tool. It's not actually necessary to make a visional perspective, it's just for the purpose of what you intend for your design. You can use SketchUp and Lumion to quickly elaborate your ideas and spaces. Illustrator gives more options in handling the number of workboards under one file. Although you can't edit anything in particular that's like Photoshop, you can arrange your drawings to a certain layout. The tools provided are slightly the same. It's more flexible in the way that you're able to see all your boards and design how you want it to be simultaneously. You can create professional logos and clip arts. The first tip is using the ruler, which can be controlled using Ctrl and R. It helps with making accurate dimensions. First, you need to drag one line out while clicking Shift towards the edge of the board. Using Shift will move the line or object accurately to meet another edge as shown. Make sure you select one of the ruler lines. Click Enter to open the dimension offset settings. I usually have my units in millimeters, but for this case it's in points. Whenever you change the dimensions, always take note where you're offsetting the lines, horizontal or vertical. The next tip that I would like to share is the crop tool. It requires making a shape that you want to crop the image or file into. As you can see, I will be using a square shape. I will draw the shape over the blank space or any shape. Drag it over the image you want to crop, highlight the two by pressing Shift and clicking both items, then click Ctrl and 7. Next tip is to link your media. Linking your media is important before you send to any of your recipients so that when they receive the raw file, there aren't any missing items once they've opened it. To do this, you just simply open the link bar on the right side as shown. Select the items to be highlighted, right-click and embed the media. If you didn't link your images, it'd end up like this. Also, it's easier to organize all your specific type of files in certain folders. The next tip is to set your units. As I mentioned before, for the ruler tool, I usually go with millimeters. You have to make sure that you and your colleagues have the same units, either in points or millimeters or anything in the options given. As I said, I usually prefer to work in millimeters. You can set your settings from the preferences window and change it accordingly.